Hey there, people. Too Tall here. Figured it was about time I made another video, though it's been, oh shoot, months and months and months before since I've actually uploaded anything. Starting to get quite a pile of content here I gotta get up. Anyway, been a lot of happenings going on in the chainsaw world for me here lately. I think the last bit of recording I did, I was working on this old Pioneer over here, this old P60, that one. And I had a Husqvarna I was putting together for an old elderly gentleman friend of mine. It was basically one just like this. This is a basket case I picked up, $3.50. This one I suspect has good internals. What happened is this bolt come loose. Operator didn't notice it for whatever length of time. I don't know if you can see there or not. You see? Yeah, you can see that. Melted right in to the oil tank. So, I'll keep that for parts. I already robbed the carburetor off it. Had a good carb on it. Put that on this 359 over here. Now that's something new too. Last time I shot some video, I did not have that set up. I was starting to run out of room, couldn't hardly walk in here. Anyway, so a little the light there is bad. So a little bit of a story. So about 30 miles from here, there's a tool rental and saw shop that at one time the old man was a licensed Husqvarna dealer in the service shop. And he retired to give the business to his son, and it's been probably about 10 years ago that for many reasons, the son decided to stop carrying Husqvarna. And he dabbles with Echo now, but I think he leans more on the tool rental side of things than anything. But anyway, there's 30-40 years of chainsaw stuff piled everywhere there. And I got a hold of the guy and went in, and he basically let me have a free-for-all. And I just started making a pile. And at the end I said, well, what do you want for it? And he threw me a ridiculously reasonable price. So let's see. First trip over there, I think I walked out of there, I found a 288 XP, which right now is up in my attic. Complete minus the recoil assembly. Completely tore down. Sometime in the future, I'm gonna do a build there. I'm probably gonna need to find some new cases. Those cases got messed up pretty bad. But anyway, let's see what else I get there. Oh, let's see. There's those that I threw in the pile. The one on the right is a 372. The one on the left is a 272. This one is going to be a good candidate. Well, they're both good candidates for some rebuild saw projects. The best I can tell so far without tearing everything down, the crank is good in this one. This one is obviously bad. And so also that same day, got a brand new OEM cylinder and piston kit for this 372. Brand spanking new. It even came with gaskets and wrist pin bearing. And he said he wanted $100 for it. And I was not going to argue with that. And then there was this saw, which was in a bunch of pieces which I put together and played around with and got running. And though I haven't been able to run it a bunch, it appears to be running really good. It's upside down, but you can see that. 272 XP. And then years and years ago, oh, it's been 15 plus years ago, I had a pair of these. I ran them in the woods for a short time. And those were remarkably a really good saw. I got that in that pile that day. And it didn't take much to get that going. And then went back on my second run is when I got this 359 along with a box of miscellaneous hodgepodge stuff. I got a mess of carburetors and coils. Oh, that's what I went back for, because that 272, that's what was wrong with it, is it had a bad coil. And I didn't have any that would fit it. So, went back, got a mess of coils, carburetors, mufflers, you know, little of this, little of that. Got a box up in the attic full of, you know, top covers, side covers, chain brake components, gas tanks. Good grief, it's just nuts. All I had to pay that first go around was $75 for the for all the saws and miscellaneous parts, and $100 for that cylinder kit. So $175 is what I paid for that first batch, and I gave $40 for that 359, which I took the jug off of and did a little port work to it. Didn't really manipulate the timing numbers on it. I widened the exhaust a little bit. Didn't really raise the exhaust roof. You know, just clean things a little bit. And I didn't like the level of chamfering that was in there, so made that a little more copacetic. Let's see what else. Yes, I opened up the lower transfers considerably, and deleted the base gasket, which wasn't my original intention, but I managed to lose it somehow. I think it went in the trash accidentally. Either that or the gremlins been in my garage. So I figured, what the hell, just get rid of it. So let's see, and what else do I have to update on? Oh, I don't know if I pointed this out. I should just take this down. But yeah, let's see. Turn this camera. Yeah, got a muffler mod on that. And I found out I haven't messed around with Husqvarna much until here, you know, within this last year. I started kind of getting back into them. Prior to that, it'd been 15 or so years since I had walked away from them and been dealing mostly with steel as far as production saws go. I'm going to take this down. But for whatever reason, I've been getting back into the Husqies. Got 28-inch bar on there. Did the full wrap. Just took a, I don't even know what it came off of, hodgepodge half wrap handle out of the attic, cut it down, put it on there, welded it up. Works pretty good. I guess while I got this down, I might as well fire her up. Gosh, I wish I had my son out here to hold the camera for me. And let's see, how am I going to do this? I don't have one of those fancy little tripod things yet. Maybe I can prop this up over here on the tri-stand. See if this works. Maybe. There. Nice view of the wood stove. And the old home-built coal forge. Hopefully you guys can see me. I can't tell. That's that. Okay. I won't know until I give this initial view whether or not, how well you are able to see that. All I can see is just the face of the camera pointing at me. Anyway, so with the old Pioneer here, see, try to remember what the numbers were. I got them written down somewhere. I got to get better about documenting and keeping all my saw data in one spot. I'll write it down on some obscure piece of paper and then I'll lose it and can't remember where I started or where I ended. But I believe the exhaust on this was 102, somewhere right in there. I believe it started out around 106 after top dead center. So I don't want to raise it too far. This is an old saw. The old, more than likely OEM bearings, which are kind of crunchy. I tried my best to clean them up. Tried to find, new old stock bearings, and good luck there. Anyway, so I didn't want to ramp it up too far and risk stressing out that lower end any more than need be. But I also wanted to increase my blowdown. So it's got 20 degrees of blowdown now after raising that exhaust roof. And I widened it like 68% of bore, I think, the width on the exhaust port. And then I took out the internal baffle and spark arrestor and then put this piece of tubing on there. 7/8, I think that is. 7/8 tube. It's got a nice sound now. Really nice sound. Anyway, so one of these days I'd like to get some video of cutting with some of these saws. I got a limited supply of wood for testing with right now. We got about probably 5 feet of snow out there packed in around everything. I had some, large rounds, 18, 20-inch rounds of wood stashed out there at the wood pile just for stuff like this. But I don't got a lot of it, and what I did have, I burned through most of it playing around with this stuff. So yeah, like I said, one of these days I have to get out there and have my son manage the camera for me while we horse around with some of these saws. So should be fun. And then I want to do some comparison, you know, with like that 359 that I souped up a little bit. That thing, she's a go-getter. Be curious to see how it stands against some of the bigger saws. And then I want to do a timed comparison of that stock 272 and the 266 XP that I put the 272 big bore kit on, and I got hanging right here next to each other. So, freaking maze. There's the 266. It's basically a 272 now for all, in all respects, with the blue top eliminator cover and air filter system, and the 272, which you already saw. So 272 stock, 266, 272 is not. That was the first Husqvarna that I ever tried playing around with porting, and I really didn't know what I was doing, to be honest. So I had that cylinder on and off a couple of times, and I made some classic mistakes. I think I over-intaked it. I went at it like I've done with my stills, you know, the 044s, 440s, 046s, 460s. You know, you can get away, I think, from my experiences, you can get away with a lot more with those saws because of the way they're originally designed and built. The Husqvarnas, depending on which one you're playing with, not so much. So it was a learning curve for me, which is good. I like to learn. Anyway, I guess that's enough out of me for one setting. You all take care now, wherever you might be. Bye.